let's kick this off. So what we're going to cover today is mostly my purpose here today is to help you. Oh, can't see the screen. Okay, 1 second. Can you see the screen? Here we go. Okay. Yep. Okay, just turning the screen on. Whoops. Cool, we're on. Hi, Bianca, welcome. Bianca, tell us what your official title is and the #1 result you get for your clients. Keep writing in the question box, ladies, and I'll tell the world all your amazing things that you have to offer. All right, so what we're going to cover today is, so the biggest thing that I want for you all to get out of today is how to create content that gets clicked. That's the #1 result I'm hoping for today. There's a lot going on Facebook. As you all know, Facebook's changing daily, hourly, I would say, sometimes. We're constantly trying to keep up with it all. So the good news is, though, that I've got this formula down pat for how to create content that gets clicked, and it's a 4-step process. And the even better news is that you can hand off this process to anyone in your team, your staff, your VA, anyone can just take this 4-step process and go and start creating awesome content for your Facebook page. So before we get down to the nitty-gritty of the 4-step process, there's a couple of things we kind of need to cover at the start that I want to premise things with. First of all, I want to hear from the group actually what's working and what's not working. We've got some amazing minds on the line today, and it's always great to learn off each other, so we're going to look at that. I'm going to cover some stuff on branding, the importance of branding and how it does absolutely unequivocally affect conversions, and we'll give you some examples there. We're going to touch on the sales funnels. There's probably a lot of you on the line that know what a sales funnel is, but I'm going to give you my version of it and see if anyone on the line has got anything further to add, and then we'll get into the 4-step process, and then of course we'll open the floor to Q&A. Feel free to post questions as we go as well. If there's anything, I'll try and have a look over on my screen here and answer your questions. All right, let's hit it. So tell me, girls, what's working and what's not working for you in your business? It doesn't just have to be Facebook. I want to know what's helping you get leads, what's helping you grow your business, what have been some of the most effective strategies for you that's been working, and what are some of those that you've tried and have absolutely bombed and haven't worked and you're not going to try again. So just put some comments in the box. Instagram's working, yes. Here is a list of what some of my clients have told me when I've held these workshops on other days, just so you can see some examples. So a very common one actually is the whole gut feel thing, and I know a lot of the women on the line here today can probably be massive testament to that. I definitely can when I haven't listened to my gut. Things have gone a bit haywire. So interesting. So some Facebook not working and Facebook ads not working. That's very interesting. I hope to help you change that view today, because they definitely work amazingly. We're pretty much growing all of our clients using Facebook ads, so it's probably just some tweaking that you need to do, and a big part of it is the sales funnel and the offer. So what else have we got? Bianca, free 30-day mindful eating challenge has been a great list builder. Great. So my guess would be that you're whispering the right message in the right ear. So you've got an awesome offer and you know who you're talking to. So that's really cool. So yeah, what else did our clients say wasn't working? A lot of offline stuff, so festivals, magazines, offline advertising in general. It's all going online, as you all know. And I can say for myself with, 12, years experience in the industry now, there just is no other more cost-effective avenue than the digital world. So that's why we're all here today, to capitalize on that. Okay, cool. Well, thanks for your input there, ladies. Let's move on to the next thing about branding. So I'm very, very passionate about branding. I love things to look beautiful. I have the gift of beautification, not only with my business and my clients, but some people will say I have a pretty cool fashion sense. Don't you think, ladies? Yes, everyone's nodding around me. um, so the question that I get from my clients all the time is, does branding and colour really matter? So what my clients say to me often is, we're already getting registrations and downloads. We're already making a profit, or even we're already $1 million business. So why do I need to spend money on branding? So some interesting data that I got here, that 97% of all purchase decisions are governed by colour, which is your branding. Very, very interesting. And I'm going to show you an example of just how much it makes a difference. And so, the moral of the story here, ladies, is don't be stuck on one thing, because one tiny little change could be all the difference between a winning funnel and a losing funnel. So being the data-driven queen that I am, I always look at the data first as well. And so this is just to show you what the raw numbers look like when you can move the needle just by 0.1%. So if you're looking at, say, this is a funnel on Facebook, you've got some ads running, you've reached 100,000 people. You're getting an average click-through rate of 2%. So you've had 2,000 people visit your website. Now look at the difference between a conversion rate. So say people opting in or purchasing, this number here, 0.5 or 0.6, is more for an e-commerce store. So this would be more the conversion rate you'd expect for someone purchasing a product directly from your website. So at 0.5% conversion rate, you are getting a cost per lead of $200. If that increases by just 1%, 0.1%, you end up getting a cost per lead of $166. Oh, why can I hear a dog barking? Is someone not muted their Danny, how do I mute everyone? Sorry. I can hear someone's dog barking. Let me just see if we can sort that out. Mute all. Okay, they are muted. Okay, that's odd. Some weird stuff going on the line here. Okay, all right. So as you can see, moving the needle just a tiny little bit makes a massive difference to your cost per lead. So our purpose is to move the needle in very small increments in all different places of the funnel. It gives you a massive lift at the end. So if you go from 0.5% to 1%, your cost per lead is now $100. So as you can see, it makes a massive difference. So just to give you an example, I'd like some contribution from the group here again. So these are 2 landing pages that we put up for a client. So the control variant was converting pretty well. So the industry average for a page like this is between 1% and 3%. So we were converting at 2.5%. With the control variant. Then we did another landing page, and the test variant was converting at 3.8%. So as you can see, the conversion rate increased by 51%. And what did that do to the cost per lead? It reduced it from $80 to $68. So my question for you all in the room today is, which one do you think is the one that got the higher conversion rate, the top or the bottom? Give me your best guesses, ladies, and maybe tell me why you think the one you're choosing converted better. So the top one, reduce your debt today. Bottom one, freeze your interest and pay your debts faster. as you can see, they're very, very different designs and pretty much completely different words on the page as well. So bottom one. Yep, we're getting a lot of people saying the bottom. Which one do you think, ladies? Bottom? Yep. People here saying the bottom. Some people here know the answer. So bottom, because I could easily see exactly what they wanted me to do and what I was getting. Yes, nailed it, Bianca, exactly. The bottom one is the winner. We have a methodology of testing tree trunks, then branches, then leaves. So we wouldn't have done a test where we use the top page and test two different button colors, because even though that will make a massive difference, when we're starting with a new campaign, you want to test two really, really, really different landing pages and see how they go first, and then you hone in further and do the branches and leaves, which is things like buttons and whatnot. So, I mean, the hypothesis here was the headline, really, reduce your debt today versus freeze your interest and pay your debts faster. So I think the bottom one did perform a lot better because we were really saying exactly what the outcome was. So freeze your interest. That was what the number one worry and frustration that these clients had, was that they were paying interest through the roof. So yeah, of course, that one was the winner. Okay, moving on to the very exciting sales funnel. So hands up who doesn't know what a sales funnel is. I think most of the women here in the room do know what it is. There are various interpretations of a sales funnel, actually. People describe them in many different ways, but the simplest way for me that I explain it is it's taking your client through a journey so that you can get some money off them, right? And then a really important part of the funnel is also the referral and repeat part of the funnel that a lot of people forget. They go all the way to decision, yeah, people pay the money, and then they drop off and they forget about referral and repeat funnels and strategies. So here's just a little rundown of what different types of things are happening at the different parts of the funnel. So you've got your awareness, interest, evaluation, and decision. Now, the customer doesn't always go through the funnel from start to finish. They can actually drop in at all different points of the funnel. So that's why you actually need to look at your funnel and think about all the different stages of the funnel and where someone could be coming in at your funnel, and make sure that the experience is awesome at every point. So if we start a traditional funnel, let's say, where they've seen a Facebook post or a Facebook ad, they then click on that ad because they're interested, or they could just like it or comment it or share it, for example. So they're showing their interest. Then by showing their interest, they could either do the evaluation stage or end up in the decision phase. So if they've clicked on the ad, then they generally end up on your landing page or on your website. So what are they going to do there? They could trial your product. They could opt in for something, which a lot of us have the lead magnets. You opt into, your ebook or your webinar or whatnot. They could attend your workshop, or they could just book a time or pick up the phone and call you. So that evaluation period doesn't always happen. They could just skip to, yeah, I love you, you're amazing, I'm going to, purchase your product. There are obviously different ways they can do that. They can add you to the cart, they can complete the consult form, they can sign a contract, or again, they can pick up the phone. So when you're building your funnel, just grab this bit of paper out, write down awareness, interest, evaluation, decision. Think about the path that your client or your prospect goes through to get to the decision phase, and make sure you've covered all your bases. Does that help? Any questions at this point? Just pop them in. Pretty sure everyone here's switched on with the sales funnel thing. Let's see, any questions coming through? Okay. We'll move on. All right, so why use social media? I wonder if anyone can answer this question. Tell me, ladies, some reasons why you think you should be using social media. Lead generation, yes, absolutely. It's a massive lead generation channel. Why else would you use social media? What have you ladies found social media to be successful for you guys? Brand awareness, of course, definitely. Okay, let's show you some mind-blowing statistics. Communicating with your prospects and clients, yes. Okay, 1 minute in social media. Every minute of the day, this is what happens on social media. This is about a year old, this chart actually. So it's probably doubled since then. 216,000 users post on Instagram. 2.4 million people share something on Facebook. This one blew my mind. 72 hours of new video is uploaded on YouTube in a minute, every minute of the day. Absolutely crazy. Tell me any other place in the entire world that you can get access to this many people this quickly. You can't. That's why we need social media, and that's why it's so amazing. Okay, I think we all agree we need social media to grow our business. So now let's look at the whole content marketing thing. This is the next stage. Social media is not a direct selling platform. So we need to think about creating content that gets clicked. And the latest buzzword is this whole content marketing thing. So I'm wondering though, does anyone actually know the definition of content marketing? I'll tell you. I love the definition that we get from the Content Marketing Institute. If nobody has heard of these guys, get on the bandwagon. Their content is amazing, as it should be. They're the Content Marketing Institute. So there's nothing new about content, right? It's been around since the Bible was written and before. Since we had newspapers, we've all been writing, we've had content for a long time. The difference between what content and content marketing is simply that content marketing has the objective of driving a profitable customer action. So whether that is to opt in to your ebook, to join your email list, join your newsletter, or to just purchase. We are creating this content to distribute value that's relevant and consistent to attract and acquire your defined audience, which is another key point, attracting your clearly defined audience. So we use content marketing to do that, which also sends them through our sales funnel. So they all work nicely together. So here we are, ladies, creating content that gets clicked. So I've got four or five tips to get started, and then we're going to go through the four-step process. So my first tip is, I've stolen this straight from Seth Godin, who's one of the marketing gurus that wrote The Purple Cow, about being remarkable and being unique. So everything we do when we work with a client is about how can we make you stand out from the crowd? How can we make you truly unique and remarkable? So just every time you're putting something out there, think about how you can do it differently to the others and how you can be remarkable. And I've got to say, Bianca, your video the other day, prime example. For those who haven't seen it, please go and watch Bianca's video that she put out the other day. It was absolutely hilarious, very unique, very remarkable, and it pushed the envelope as well, which is also, being controversial is also another really great thing to do out there. So I mentioned Seth Godin's Purple Cow. So know your audience. Look, you all know this, but I can't harp on it anymore, really, that if you hone in on your target audience, it is going to make the world of difference. Remember, whispering the right message in the right ear is so, so, so important. So what are you doing to know your audience? And I'm not talking about, your audience being females. That is not enough. It's not enough. What type of female? You know, how old is she? Does she have kids? Is she working? Is she not? Like what? You know, what does she look like? Also, you don't necessarily have to have just one specific audience. There may be some sub-audiences. I mean, in, you know, Marketing 101 at uni, they teach you to have a primary, secondary and tertiary target audience. And then there's this whole notion of the buyer personas, where another school of thought is you could literally have up to 20, 50, 100 buyer personas, as long as they're defined. And when you go to market with a campaign, you speak to that particular persona, you're fine. So don't get stuck in the fact that you have to choose a certain target audience or a buyer persona. It's fine. Just you know, even write 2 or 3, but when you go out to market with a campaign, make sure it talks to at least one of them, or just one of them, sorry, so that it's, you know, whispering the right message in that ear. Okay, so write for the humans, not the robots. How many of you ladies are blogging here? I think everyone here is doing blogging. You can probably tell me a lot more about the latest and greatest blogging strategies, but the number one thing that we say about that, and specifically for content marketing, is don't worry about SEO. Don't write for the robots, because again, the algorithm for Google changes every day. So you've got no hope of keeping on top of that. If you write authentic, original, unique, remarkable content that speaks to your audience, you'll be winning. So write for the humans, not the robots. Now the 80-20 rule, this is another cool tip that I like to give my clients. When you're posting content specifically in social media, when I do an audit of my clients' prospects' accounts and whatnot that's out there, 90% of the time it's all sell, 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 sell. Now, as I said before, social media is not a direct selling platform. You just cannot do that. So a quick and easy rule for you all is just apply the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time, I want you to be adding value and creating valuable, fun and engaging content, and 20% of the time selling. And when I say selling, it's still not direct selling. There's a way to sell on Facebook, and it's not direct selling is not the way to do it. So we'll cover that as well a bit later. Okay, my final quick little tip for you all is to follow the 3 E's. So when you're not sure what you should be posting on your Facebook page, I just want you to sit down and think, okay, the 3 E's, I want to follow the 3 E's. So the 3 E's are educate, entertain, and empower. If you can do any or all of these every time you post, you'll be winning. I mean, this is literally your Bible for what to post and how to post on your Facebook page. Just screenshot this and print it up on your wall and like job done, right? We'll go through some more specific steps and give you examples and all of that shortly, but seriously, this is your blueprint. It's really all you need. Just make sure you educate, entertain, or empower. Look, if you can do all 3 at once in one of your posts, then you'll kill it, but at least do one. So think about when you want to post today, okay, am I going to educate my audience? Am I going to give them some, really wise tips, some of my genius? Am I going to make them laugh? Am I going to entertain them? Or am I going to empower them? Am I going to, a lot of people use the empowering thing as all the motivational quotes that you see out there. They're good, but also, think about changing that up a bit and empowering people in a different way. So again, Bianca's video, she did all 3. She educated, entertained, and empowered. So ticking all the boxes is going to win every single time. And there's our little purple cow. So just remember, if you guys don't know the story of Seth Godin's Purple Cow, it's a very, very short book. You'll literally read it in an hour or 2. Please read it if you haven't. Okay. All right, here's the 4-step process. How's everyone going? Are we all we're all ready to get into the nitty-gritty? I'm going to start breaking brains here with boring processes. Any questions? Just shout out if you've got any questions. Well, first of all, did those tips help you girls? I hope I'm not telling you all to suck eggs. I hope I'm giving you some insight that you don't already know. Give me a little shout out. Hell yes. loving it, or boring the crap out of you? Give me some love, girls. Hands up. Are we happy? We're ready to move on? Yay, we're getting lots of hands up. That's good, very good. Yeah, it always helps to confirm that you're on the right path as well. So even if you have heard this before, you're hearing it from a real expert now. So if you're hearing it again, then you know you're on the right track. Okay, so here's the 4-step process. It seems really simple and obvious, but it gives you a structure to follow, and this is what you can hand off to, your staff to do for you. I've actually got my beautiful niece here today, and we're training her, so she's going to take over my page soon. She's going to learn these 4 steps, and she's going to be amazing at it. She's just got into uni to study marketing and PR as well, so it's very exciting. She's going to follow after her beautiful auntie's footsteps. Okay, so step 1, defining the clear message and audience buyer personas. Look, I touched on that before. I don't think I need to go into it in too much detail here, but I do have a process that I've been using that I really love for those clients that don't even know where to start. It is a template that I've got and happy to share with you girls at the end of the presentation. Basically, it's the who, what, why, and how. There are 10 factors that define your buyer personas, and remember, you can have several of these. So I urge you, if you haven't already done this, to go and write at least 1, if not 3 of these, and then you will effortlessly be able to create sales funnels and communication that speaks to these people. So yeah, the who is just the demographics, and the background about who they are, what identifies them, what kind of demeanor do they have, what communication preferences, do they love their Snapchat, or do they like to listen to podcasts, that kind of stuff. It can be hard to actually extract this information, and a lot of the time we actually have to do surveys. So don't be scared to get on the blower or put a survey out there and actually get these answers from your clients, because you can't be guessing. You need to know, hands down, what your audience is thinking. So what are their goals? What are their primary and secondary goals? What are their challenges? What can you do? So this is the one-liner kind of thing, what outcome and result are you giving your clients? Very, very important. The why, I really love this section, real quotes. So getting real words from your clients about their challenges and goals. Ask them, what are they currently challenged with? What are the common objections? Of course, that's a massive one. If we know why they don't want to or wouldn't buy a product or service, we know how to counteract those objections. And then, of course, defining some key messages and your elevator pitch hook statement, which is, for example, mine is, I'm the lead queen and I help you get more leads for less. Okay, so this is just an example of a buyer persona that I did, which is a lot of you women on the line actually, which is busy coaches. So this is an example of a webinar funnel that I did, whispering the right message in the right ear. So I'm really interested to hear from you girls on the line. Does this speak to you? Tell me. You're a busy coach who looks like you have a rocking business because you're working so damn hard, but you know how exhausting it is to be the master of everything, and you know that so much potential is slipping through the cracks because you haven't let go of the reins. You pride yourself on your big picture thinking, and your mind runs a million miles an hour. There's always something more to do, something more to achieve, and there is so much more but there is so much more that you can do. You want to amplify, right? So the webinar is about how to grow dramatically without falling over in exhaustion. Learn how to amplify your reach, have more clients, and transform more lives without falling over with exhaustion. Does that speak to you, ladies? Give me a yes. A hell yes. So just an example of what it looks like when you've very clearly defined your target audience. You can very easily talk to them because you've gone through that exercise. So I hope that helps as an example. Okay, so step 1, you've defined your audience, your buyer personas, you've got 3 or 4 of them. You're going to choose one of them to be your primary one. Now you need to think about, well, where are you going to get your content from? Because not every day you're going to be creative and inspired to write something. And let's face it, it is hard to come up with topics. But thanks to the internet now, we have this amazing thing called Google, and you can jump on the line and search for whatever you want whenever you want. So the next step here to get inspired is you don't have to get it from your head every single time. Jump on the line and see what you can find. So, oh, sorry, I skipped a step. Okay, so before you do that, I want you to choose what your primary guiding theme is. So of the 3 E's, remember? Sorry, just going back to the 3 E's. You're either educating, empowering, or entertaining. One of these three will be your primary theme. So for me at Umbrella Marketing, the logical one for us is education. So, most of the time our posts are educating. So when we designed our content schedule, again, we probably applied the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time we're educating, and then 20% of the time we're empowering, entertaining, and selling. So just some examples here of how we're doing that. So the education post, 30 million pins all over Pinterest will become buyable. So this is when Pinterest released their buyable pinning icon thingies. So we did a post on that to educate everyone. Empowering, we're using, of course, a quote from Tim Ferriss, who is an entrepreneur that I love and am inspired by. And entertaining, there's a little pug. We have a pug mascot. Danny has a gorgeous pug. You've probably seen him in some of our photos. So which theme are you going to choose? So ladies, just tell me in the question box, tell me which is your guiding theme for your content. Are you educating, empowering, or entertaining? Which one are you going to use most of the time? I would guess that most of us are educating because, most of us here on the line are coaches ourselves of different kinds. So you take the educating as your primary theme. Then I want you to come up with 4 or 5 themes underneath your primary theme of education. So for Umbrella Marketing, for example, because we chose educating as our primary theme, we've chosen specific topics to educate underneath that. So we've got search optimization, content marketing, email marketing, social media, and conversion rate optimization. So coming up with these 3 to 5 topics or ideas under the education theme, it just makes your life so easy, because every week you just think, okay, so this week, what are we going to teach people about email marketing? This week, what are we going to teach people about social media? And so, if there's 3, then you've got 3 days of content. If there's 4, you've got 4 days of content. If you've got 5, you've got 5 days of content. So that's why we say to choose between 3 to 5, because that gives you 5 days of content, and then you've really only got, 2 days where you've got to think up to either, empower or entertain, which is easy, right? You just go and put something funny up or put a great quote or whatnot. So I want you ladies to start posting in the questions box now. What are some of the topics? So we're all under educate, it seems. Everyone's going with educate. What are some of the actual topic areas that you are going to educate on? I just want you to pick 3 to start with. You might be able to reel these off very, very quickly. But what are some of the themes you're going to educate your clients and prospects on week in and week out? Because remember, consistency is the key as well. If you're consistent with the information that you put out there, then people will see you as the expert in that area. You don't want to have to be thinking every week, oh gosh, what am I going to put out now? Well, no, Monday's email day, Tuesday's content day, content marketing day, Wednesday's social media day. It's easy, like you don't have to think about it. So is this a challenge for you ladies to think of, or is it flowing easily? I want you to write down your 3 topics. What are you going to be educating your clients on week in and week out? Give me some ideas. I think there's lots of thinking going on. Thinking. I've got a lot of people on the line and not many people giving me topics right now. Come on, ladies, give me something. Okay. Yep. Assistant. Kelly. Yeah, great. Kelly, you could pretty much use these themes as well. Social media, lead gen, Bianca, why diets don't work. I love it. Exactly. You could talk till the cows come home about that, and that can be your theme every Monday or every Friday or whatever, right? Beautiful. You get the idea. Okay. So, come on, go to the next slide. Yeah, okay, so this was the bit that I was getting onto before I got my steps mixed up. So the next step is, where do you get all this content from, right? So I talked about getting on the line, going to Google. There are so many different places that you can be inspired and get this content. So books, magazines, blogs, customer research, interviewing an expert, talking to your peers in your network. We've got an amazing network here, so tapping into that and getting ideas, and of course your own brain, but as I said, don't rely on this every single time. So I've got a little template for this content curation list, so I'll just show you the next slide. Okay, so you take your 3 to 5 themes that you had before, and then underneath each of those you list where are you going to get inspired for content. So for me, for social media, there are a handful of go-to blogs and leaders in the industry that I'm always watching and reading what they're doing. So for social media, of course, Social Media Examiner, like one of the biggest ones, Amy Porterfield, Murray Smith, there's John Loomer, there's Ryan Shaw, there's so many. This is just a short list. I've got a longer list for my staff to look at, but yeah, so under social media, I've made a list of where we can all go to get inspired, see what the latest trends are and see what's happening, what people are talking about. And then another great thing is you go to these blogs, and if they've set up their blogs properly, they'll have a section that shows you the most popular, most read content. So what do you think you can do with that? Paraphrase, repurpose, So so then I had SEO, AdWords, content marketing, conversion optimization, email marketing. So all the different blogs and resources that I use to help me get ideas for what to write under each of those things. So now I've got this blueprint. Every week I sit down, I'm like, okay, what am I going to write today? Okay, Monday's social media day. Okay, what's Amy Porterfield and Murray Smith saying? It's so quick and easy because, I can just see what's happening out there and get their insights. Is that helpful? Easy now, isn't it, Rachie? Yes, my little niece can do this. She's not so little anymore. She's heaps taller than me, but anyway, she can do this for me now. Okay, so then the next step is to get writing. So you create your content for the week. Again, I've got this beautiful little template that I created where you've got your whole week laid out. In the top, you've got your theme for today. So if Monday's social media day, that gets written in there. Tuesday is email marketing day. Wednesday is content marketing day. Thursday is empowering or entertaining. And Friday I might be selling, for example. So you kind of map it all out. What's the week going to look like? Now this template's based on you only posting once a day. So of course, if you want to be posting more than once a day, you just replicate this page and do it 2 or 3 times. Then you just type your text in, and then down the bottom you can put ideas for images, or you can just paste in the actual image that you want to use. So, sometimes I will have an idea for a post. I've got this saved as a Google Doc, by the way, so everyone in the team can access it. It's a live document, so we can all go in every week and just type into the document. So I might have my own idea and I'll be like, oh, that's a good post idea. I want to write about this week. So I'll go in and I'll type in Monday, girls, let's type about this. I might put the link to the article so everyone kind of knows where we're going. And then I might have some creative ideas for images. So I'll be like, oh, let's find a cute pug doing this, or, a photo of a cake or whatever. Like, we'll just put some ideas. And then the team can go off and find some images and then paste them in there. And then I can come back in a few days and review the document and approve it. So it's so seamless and easy. It's really, really cool. So here's an example of one of our clients' themes and what it looks like. So your homework is to take this template, which I'll send you all, fill in your themes like this. So this client, we were posting twice a day, as you can see. And we worked out what we were going to do on each day. You can probably work out from what's written here that they are a wedding company, so they do wedding photography. Okay, so you can see on Monday afternoons we had Promoting Studio Max, which is the company, and on Thursdays we had a testimonial or a showcase. So there's only, again, applying the 80-20 rule, 2 days in the week where we talked about the company. Every other day we're doing wedding fails, wedding day tip, bride of the week, another tip, behind the scenes, because that was proven by them to be very popular, some behind the scenes stuff, and then quotes and motivational stuff. So go and map this out for your business and please send it to me. I'd love to see what you come up with, and I'll happily give you some direction on, the best way to do that for your business as well. So here's an example of the final copy. Once the team has all contributed and we've written our stuff, we've gone and done the designs, we've put the images in. This is what a week's worth of content will look like at the end of it all. Yeah. So I have my social media tip of the week. Facebook. Did you know that you can get more leads from your Facebook page by making your cover image clickable? This is actually a really great tip for you all that you need to do right now. I urge you all to go and have a look at my cover image. You'll see that it's clickable, there's a button on it, and it is a lead generation tool. 99% of businesses out there are not doing this, so please go and do this. I have looked at all of your pages and none of you are doing this, so please go and do this. So yeah, and then you can see I put the image there. Now, what can you all notice from these images and from the posts that we've created? I want to see if you can pick up the difference to some of the other posts that are out there. Like, the biggest mistake that people make on social media posting today is that when they're posting, they're sharing other people's content. Yes, and beautiful, consistent branding. Thank you, Bianca. Correct. The brand is always there. We've got our little hashtag there, or we've got our logo icon, we've got our color. That color will stick in people's mind when they see it in the newsfeed, and they'll know that it's an umbrella marketing post. And if you're putting out good content, they will start to subconsciously look for that, and when they see it, they'll stop and read it because they know it's good shit. Yeah. So the other key thing is hashtags. We've used hashtags in a very strategic way, and I think I've got a piece about that coming up shortly, so I'll go through that later. Don't be scared to write long posts. So this one, for example, here, but we've said, warning, long post but worth it. Okay, Facebook now is becoming more and more like a blog. You can write long blog posts in here. It's okay to do. And it's actually good. It does depend on your audience. Look, just test it and see how they respond. I mean, Mari Smith, for example, she writes essays, right, for her posts, but she gets so much engagement and so much likes and shares and comments. It's ridiculous. So, her audience loves it. John Loomer does very similar. So definitely try that. So you can tell a story, you can write long posts. Just make sure you're giving value again. And, you know, the 3 E's are being ticked in all of these posts again, as you can see. What have we got next? Oh, hashtags. Here we go. I knew I had a piece about hashtags. Okay, so these are my own cardinal rules that I've picked up over time from what I've seen working out there, and just, again, my own gut feel and what I think looks cool and works well. So the rules are: don't overdo it, no more than 5 or 6, where 1 or 2 will be funny, 1 or 2 will be related to the topic of discussion. So that's where you are using your keywords, because yes, people are using hashtags to search on Facebook and of course on Instagram now. So you definitely want to use them for your keywords, and you definitely want to use them for your branding. So every single post must have your brand hashtag. So we always end our posts with hashtag lead queen, hashtag umbrella marketing. We start the hashtags with something funny, so hashtag whoops, hashtag ad fail, for example. And then if there are keywords, you can add them in. Oh, so the keyword for this one actually is ad fail. Ad fail is a very common keyword, so that's one of the hashtags. So capitalizing the hashtags for clarity is also very good. And yeah, just do a Insta or Twitter search to find which hashtags are popular in your industry, so you know which keywords to be using, and they will change again depending on the post. So sometimes, so I know, for example, that hashtag entrepreneur life is a very popular one. So I use that depending on the post, because of course for this post it wouldn't work. But when I'm out on the road and I'm, you know, sipping my martinis on the beach with my laptop, then of course I'm going to use hashtag entrepreneur life. Yeah, so you just use them according to the post. So again, another thing I just might mention from, I'll just bring up this page before, just be very careful with your imagery. So we're using Canva to design our images, which is an awesome tool if you don't know about it, Canva. But if you don't get it from Canva, just make sure that you source the image. Don't put the link, of course, because you don't want people clicking on that. Just put, you know, ivillage.com so it doesn't become linkable. So if the image does come from somewhere else, very, very important to source it, because, of course, for copyright reasons, you don't want to get sued. And also if you source statistics or whatnot. So this one here, we've mentioned the average click-through rate for AdWords is 3.17%. And that was from, you know, an article that we read on Wishpond. And again, we're not sharing the article, we're repurposing it, because we want people to stay with us and stay on our page. So just never share other people's articles. I wonder how many of you girls are doing that. I know Kylie was doing that. I've told her to stop doing that. Don't share other people's articles. Just take the insight, repurpose it, put your own spin on it, put your uniqueness on it, put your opinion on it. You know, just don't share other people's content. You know, don't want to pay for other people to send traffic to other people's pages, right? Okay, so they're the hashtag rules. Just if you've got any questions as you go, just feel free to put them in the box. Okay, so Canva I mentioned before, no need to pay for a graphic designer anymore. I'm sorry for any graphic designers out there. You do. There are definitely time and a place for when you need to pay for graphic designer, but also not everybody has a beautiful eye to be able to make things look good. Luckily, I've got a little bit of the gift of beautification, so we can, you know, design easily in Canva ourselves for our brand. And I've trained my staff, you know, to be able to do it as well. So yeah, give Canva a go. If you're not already using it, it's awesome. Okay, so here is the process that you can literally copy and paste and give to any of your staff on how to do this process for you. Again, I'll give you all of this documentation at the end of the webinar. So you just send them this document. Step one, refer to the content curation list. So you obviously need to do the work at the start where you choose your themes and you write your content curation list. Once that's done, then you give that to your staff. So you attach link to your content curation document. Tell them to take note of the hashtag rules, which again we've got that in the document. Use the schedule. So you give them that content planner with the schedule. Tell them to so you need to choose when you're posting again. So go in and look at your insights of when your audience is online so that you know when the best time to post is for you and your brand. There is no right time to post. The right time is when your audience is online, which the Facebook Insights data will tell you. So so tell them to take note of the posting schedule and the themes for each post. Then tell them to use Canva to design the images. Very, very important. I didn't mention this before. Don't break the 20% text rule because you want to be boosting your posts. Because we all know, I hope you all know now, you would have noticed if you didn't know that the organic reach on Facebook has absolutely taken a dive. If you don't boost your posts, don't pay for your posts, nobody's going to see them. But the problem with that is that you now have to fit into Facebook's 20% text rule. So whenever you post something, you need to make sure that the image doesn't have more than 20% text in the post. Canva has a really cool feature. You just need to type in the search box 20% text and it will come up with a little chart thing that you can overlay over your image to check whether it's covering breaking the 20% text rule or not. Then give them some sample content like what I showed you. You would show them this, for example, so they get a feel for what your brand looks like, what your tone of voice is, how you want to be writing. And I've got a year's worth of content that's like this now on my page. So I just tell the staff to go and have a look at, what's on there previously. It's pretty easy for them to see what they need to do. Then they go off and write the content. You ask them to write 1 week of posts. They write it 2 weeks in advance. That gives you a week to review it yourself and then a week for them to go back and make any changes. So you actually want a lead time of 3 to 4 weeks before you start posting using this process. And that's it, easy. So then they send you back the posts, you review them, sign off on them, then they go and design the images and it's all done and easy. A couple of notes here, don't use memes, I'm not a fan. We want to use original images as much as possible. Like the memes they're fun for you to post on your personal page, but you do not use them on your brand. It's not unique and it's not original. And yes, you can also purchase images from Canva. They're only $1, so totally worth it. Again, I mentioned careful of the copyright images. Just make sure you link and source the image and you'll be good. Okay, that was a mouthful. Before I go on to a little bit more, I'm just going to check in with everyone, see how you're all feeling. That is the 4-step process and the process that you can outsource the task to anyone. So I'd really love to hear from the group. Tell me how you're feeling now. Has this helped? Has this lightened the load for you? Do you feel, is this something different to what you've already been doing? How have you girls actually been managing your Facebook posts to date? I'm really interested to know. Give me some insight. Has that helped you, Rachie? It is easy. Yay! Rachie says it's easy now that she knows. Yeah, cool. The challenge now is finding knowing how to write in my tone of voice. But again, you're lucky that you've got a year's worth of content to go back and see how I write. But my tone of voice is quirky and fun, friendly, humorous, like very relaxed, laid back. It's not formal, so it should be easy to write that way. Okay, let's see what the ladies are saying. Yeah, cool. Yes. Oh, nice. So Bianca's realizing now that she needs to boost the post. Yeah, actually, I did look at most of you ladies, the pages. Most of you aren't boosting your post. This will literally transform your pages overnight if you start boosting your posts. But you need to follow these rules. You need to make sure you source the images, don't copyright anything, and don't break the 20% text rule. Otherwise, you won't be able to boost the post. Make sure your branding is consistent. Okay, moving on. What else have we got? Yeah, okay. How can we grow our fans organically? Look, there are ways, but to be honest, it totally is pay for play now on Facebook. I'm really sorry to say, but there are billions of pages. We're all fighting for the news feed. Every day it gets harder and harder. Every day ad costs are going up. I have seen it increase, double, maybe triple over the last 6 months. It's not going to get any easier. It is pay for play. I mean, and Facebook have built an extremely smart business model, of course, using the freemium model, getting everybody on the platform addicted to it, and now we have to pay for it. But if you do it right, you will get an ROI. So don't be scared about putting money into it if you do it right, because you will get a return on investment. Okay, so a couple of tips that I give my clients on how to grow organically. Of course, promote everywhere on your website, in your email signatures, on your business cards, let everybody know about your Facebook page, yada, yada, yada. Timing, I mentioned before, make sure you post when your people are online. So use the Insights tool to check when they're online. I do recommend to post twice a day if you're new, if you haven't had much traction. Start posting, say, morning and lunchtime, or morning and night, or whatever, when the audience is online, the two most days when they're online, but a minimum of once a day. But if you boost your post, then you will get the best bang for your buck, and it will, go out there for longer. So share the love. Yeah, so another great way is to join groups, give advice, join the right communities and build your credibility. Those people, once you start getting into the groups and doing that, those people will add you and like you on Facebook, and then, as you know, it's not 6 degrees of separation anymore, it's 2 degrees of separation. You'll get a massive network from doing that. Use your personal profile. Okay, this is a big piece. I'm going to check what's next. Oh yeah, cool. Okay. There was something else I needed to mention. What was it? I lost it. Okay, it'll come to me again. Use your personal profile. Okay, so for you coaches, this is huge. If you're not already using your personal profile to get your brand awareness out there, then you've got to start using it. But you have to be very, very careful. You have to use it smartly. If you don't already know, you cannot use your personal profile for promoting a business, and if you do, Facebook will shut you down. So you can use it, but you just have to use it very, very smartly. From what I've seen so far, video, they're not really watching every single video that gets put out there. So definitely use video strategically on your personal profile to get your message out there. More people will see your posts if you post them in your personal profile than they will on your business page. And they're more inclined, as a coach, they're more inclined to consume the information if it's from your personal profile, because they feel like they have a direct link to you. The other issue with that is, of course, that we're only limited to accepting 5,000 friends, but now we've got the follow feature, so they can follow you if you have hit your $5,000 limit, $5,000 followers limit. Keep posting, keep posting on a personal profile, because they can follow you instead. So I'm just going to flick over to my profile so that you guys can see some examples of how I've been doing it. Okay, so my cover image, for example, it does not have my brand in it. It has my brand logo. It does have, though, a very smart quote. Think like a queen. A queen is not afraid to fail. Failure is just another stepping stone to greatness. A quote from Oprah Winfrey. But what's my tagline? I'm the lead queen, okay? So it's just a subtle little link But in here, in the comments, I've put hashtag lead queen, hashtag umbrella marketing. So I have put my brand name. I haven't linked to it. It's very subtle. Okay, so if you ladies are not using your personal profile like this, please go and do this today. Okay, so another way that I use the profile to get my brand out there. Oh yes, I see this mistake so many times. Okay, in the about section, fill this whole thing out. Like put your website, put your all of your accounts, put your email address, put your phone number. You're a business. You want people to be able to find you and call you. So fill this whole thing out. You know, owner and founder at your business. Like so many of you girls, I've actually gone to look at your profiles and it doesn't say what your business is. Like it's you're just shooting yourself in the foot. And then I think it's under details about you. Yeah, so here I wrote a whole section about I'm the founder of Umbrella Marketing, link to the website. This is what I do. This is what I'm about. Like this is fine to do. You can totally go and do this as well. Then when it comes to posting, okay, so smelling the roses this morning. Yeah, here we go. So we were featured in an article this week. So I shared the article, okay? So again, I'm not really mentioning my business or my brand. I'm not linking to it, just saying how proud I was to be featured in an article. So again, Facebook's not going to pick up on that. They're not going to shut me down for doing that, right? Another one, I got a really awesome recommendation and testimonial on the weekend. So I just screenshotted it and said, this is why I wake up every day. Results, passion, service. Like again, Facebook's not going to cotton on to that, but I'm subtly promoting my business. And look, somebody tagged a friend in that post, and I'm guessing that friend has a business and they're referring them to me. I do use my personal profile for a bit of fun as well. Like I mix the two. I do mishmash them. So this is just a joke. This is me out on the weekend. Oh, here. Okay, so me sharing Bianca's video, which was hilarious. Here we go. Another one. So Facebook released another new feature called Canvas. So I'm sharing it with everybody. Again, I'm being the educator. I'm showing that I'm at the forefront of what's happening. And yeah, so I hope that helps. Just some tips on how to use your personal profile. I think, oh, that's a lovely photo. Once every so often, I probably haven't done it recently. Oh, here's another one. So proud to see something we've been part of killing it. So again, I'm sharing a success story with one of our clients. Every so often, I will, if I have a webinar or something like that, I will share the webinar on my personal profile, but only sharing it, and very rarely. Just be really careful with doing that because those are the types of posts that Facebook will cotton onto, but a share usually is okay. So that's a massive tip for you ladies. Use your personal profile very smartly and strategically. Okay. So moving on. Yes, I've already touched on this. Unfortunately, the truth of the matter is, and this was from 2014, I should update these statistics, pages, organic reach, Facebook announced in 2014 that organic reach is at 16%, but then John Loomer, who is the industry guru, said that he did a test and his was only at 9.3%. It's a lot lower now, a lot lower. So it is pay for play. So you do have to boost your posts. So these are the rules that I tell my clients on how you should be boosting. So every time you do your post, publish it, put it out there, and then click on the little boost post icon. Whoops. Oh, my mouse has gone crazy. Okay. And it'll pop up with this screen. So a couple of things I want you to choose. So always choose people who like your page and their friends. Don't choose the targeting option because that's a whole another level. That's actually sending you into the proper ads management platform, and you don't want to play there unless you're a Facebook ads expert. So for the boosting your post, choose people who like your page and their friends, assuming that people who've liked your page, their friends are similar and you want to reach them. If you don't really want to get out that far, then just do people who like your page. But I always like to do people who like my page and their friends. I found it's given me access to a much bigger network. Choose your location. So this is really cool. You can choose countries, states, whatever. Just pop them in there. Make sure that they're correct. So I think in mine I've got US, UK, Canada, New Zealand, and Australia in my location preferences, because I do have connections internationally and I do want to attract people in the States and the UK. Budget. Okay, this just shows you how things have changed already. So I took this screenshot maybe 2-3 months ago before the new year. $10 was the recommended budget. $20 is the recommended budget now. Although it will tell you once you put in a budget number, it will tell you the estimated reach. So just make a judgment call. But look at this, $10 will get me 4,000 out of a potential 340,000. So if I want to reach all 340,000, I probably have to put in $500. So just to show you that it is getting more and more expensive every day, just make a judgment call. Look, test, do 1 week, $5, the next week $10, the next week $20, and just track and measure what impact it has on your page. Easy. Boost it for 1 to 2 days usually is enough. Again, you just have to make the judgment call depending on the post, what type of post you're putting out there. If it's, a Sunday, like, what do they say, Sunday session or something post, then you're only going to boost it for 1 day because it's relevant to Sunday only. If it's a Mad Monday post, of course, things like that. If it's relevant to that day, then only post it for that day. If it's an evergreen type of post, then put a week on it, or, see how it goes. And then down the bottom here is just hidden, but payment, just make sure that the right payment option is selected. Another little tip there, Facebook doesn't like you using your PayPal account as the primary payment source. So just make sure that you've got a credit card selected instead. That will make sure that Facebook likes you. It's silly, I know, and we have no idea why, but that's just what everybody around the traps is saying. They just prefer direct credit card. Okay. There was one other thing, boosting. Oh my gosh, I keep forgetting it. No, I think it'll come up here. No, we've done it. Okay. These are some FAQs which I've pretty much already answered all of them. The cover images, yep, I told you all about that. So I'm just opening up to any questions. Ladies, hit me with your questions. How long have we gone? Oh, wow, I did that in an hour. Oh, an hour and a half, yeah. Nice. I think I spoke very quickly. I didn't want to have everyone hanging out for 3 hours. Yeah, usually I do these live in a group scenario, and there are a lot of questions firing around and we have breaks and whatnot, so it's usually a 3 to 4 hour session. So any questions, ladies? Can we open the floor to anyone? Bianca, would you like to have a chat? Can I unmute you? Are you there? Okay, let's see. Bianca, are you there? No, it's not working. I unmuted you. Should be able to hear you. Did I do something wrong, Danny? No. Okay. Kelly, you there? Let's have a chat. Kelly, hello.
Hi, let me just plug my headphones in.
Cool. I'm just randomly picking people.
All right, go for it. That's a bit easier.
Any questions? Was that enlightening?
Absolutely. I'm just, it was funny, I'm on a chat with one of my assistants, and she's just sitting through the social media stuff, and I've just said, no, wait.
Fantastic.
So, I said, just give me an hour, I'll get it sorted. It was funny.
Cool.
Yeah, no, so very good. Thank you so much. That was
No, my
great.
pleasure. What was the biggest aha moment for you?
Oh, there was a few. There's definitely, I knew I needed to get the branding sorted on the page, but just those little tips that you mentioned, just going back into Canva, referencing.
Mm,
I do lots of links only because of just popularity, and it just does get lots of traction. So I just need to put a slow down on that. And also just
yeah.
boosting of the posts. I haven't, I used to do that back when it first started coming out, but I stopped it. So it was just interesting to hear your take on getting
Yes.
back into that.
Oh,
So yeah.
interesting. Yeah, look, it's the biggest thing right now. The reason why, if none of you are getting traction, it's that you've got to be boosting. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, you've got to put money into it. That's right. That's what I was trying to remember. What I was trying to say before is it is, it's not going to be necessarily a direct link to revenue or, conversions. It's like PR. Like think about your Facebook
Yeah.
post, like your PR, it is brand awareness, but it's keeping you top of mind in the news feed with your prospects. They'll eventually come to you. I have people come to me randomly and they'll be like, oh my God, I'm so sick of seeing you in my news feed. I just had to come and, see what you're all about.
Yeah. So how I might have missed the section where you said how often to do that. Do you do that every day, every second day?
Yeah,
What's
so,
your
so
little
if you're starting out and you want to get traction, I recommend posting twice a day. Um,
yes, but in boosting,
I'll boost every post. You have to boost every
you
post.
boost every post.
Every
Wow,
post.
okay.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, look, I can show you some examples, if I can get out of the screen, of when we do post versus not posting. Um, Not boosting, I mean, sorry. Can you see the screen still?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. Okay, so I do boost most of them. I need to go to let's see, yeah, 70 odd people liked that post because I boosted it.
Okay.
And I've got to go into my business manager to show you the data, but it'll show you like thousands reached, right? Whereas
Yes.
if I go to one that I haven't boosted, which I'll struggle to find one because I do boost all of them. But look at this, 35 likes, 30 likes. I mean, when was the last time any of you got, more than a few likes? And I guarantee you it's because you're not
Yeah.
boosting. Here's one that didn't get boosted and it's got no likes. And I guarantee
Yeah.
you if I look at the data, it would have reached about 20 people versus several thousand.
Yeah, of course.
So
Okay. So in their newsfeed, does then that come up as a sponsored or like, does it actually say this is a sponsored post or anything?
yeah, it does, but
It just
you
does.
know, it's in
Yeah.
that little grey writing. No one really sees it. But it doesn't
Yeah, no,
look
that's
like
okay. I was
it doesn't look like an ad. It looks like a post. Seeing if I
yeah,
can,
no, cool.
see any that come up. So and using the groups as well, is a whole another strategy that you can use to grow your list organically. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So what else have we got here?
Very cool.
I hope that helps.
Sure does. Thank you.
My pleasure. I'll see if anyone else wants to contribute. I'm going to unmute Bianca again and see if she's there. Thanks, Kelly.
Thank you.
Speak soon. Bye. B, you there? Not getting any love from B. No. Okay. Oh, Carly, do you want to have a chat? She's got her hand up. Can you hear me, Carly? Let's unmute Carly. No, I can't. Nope. Not having much luck. Okay. I think that's a wrap. We don't have any questions, which is always a good sign. It means I've answered everything. Thank you so much, everybody, for attending. I hope you got heaps and heaps of value out of it. And as always, I'm here to help answer any questions off the line, and I will be sending you all these templates so that you can forward these to your amazing VAs and start getting some awesome content happening and building your audience in the newsfeed. All right, we did take a recording, so I'll also send the recording around. Thanks, ladies. Have a great day. Bye.